What is up, everybody? Alrighty, man, chat is really positive today. I don't know what's happening, but I am tired as fuck. So if I'm like slurring my words and saying things out of order, that is why. I will do my best. But yeah, today's stream might be a little bit shorter because of that. Sleeping is important, by the way. Anyways, let's see. They buff Tristan, they buff Lantoria, they give pretty much all the Knights of the Round animation updates that had old models. They gave Lantoria an animation update. I have not seen her update yet, and it's because I'm going to roll for her on stream here real quick on my old account. This is the newbie account, so we've been saving up because we figured she'd get rated up soon. And we got spooked by her a while ago, so we're going to see if we get NP2 real quick. But then, yeah, we'll show off everyone's animations and we'll test some stuff. So, Tristan's buff is nuts, and I don't know what they were thinking because Tristan was already an amazing 4-star. And now he's just insane because his heal is bigger for the team, and he gives himself a 30% quick up for 3 turns. I don't know why, but he does that, and so if you want to use him as a pure DPS, you don't need his team-wide support. Hey, is that Gambler? Yeah, it's Gambler. Thank you for the 10-month resub, man. I didn't have my glasses on for a second there, so I couldn't see shit. Anyway, so if you want to use him as a pure DPS and the team doesn't need support, maybe you're farming or you've got a strong support like you know, Merlin or whatever the fuck, and so you don't need extra survivability, you can just use his skill now for just the quick up. So now he's got a big battery, big damage up, upgraded NP, sure hit, buff removal. I mean, the list goes on. Like, what a good DPS. So then, oh hey, on the side, you can also have him save the entire team from an enemy Noble Phantasm. And sometimes you can time that with his quick up because the quick up lasts 3 turns. So yeah, Tristan's godly. Lantoria's buff kind of sucks though. I'm kind of pissed about that. They gave her anti-evil and anti-chaotic, I think it was. So she got chaotic evil, I think she beats the best. So bonus damage against those for 1 turn on her buster up. And so in her niche, that's huge damage. It's massive, massive, massive damage. But she is such a unit that giving her a buff that only affects her in a niche, like, that's not what she needs. She doesn't need, like, hey, now I perform good in a niche. But if she's not in that niche, she does exactly the same as she did before, and what she did before was kind of, And another thing that kind of sucks about it is only 1 turn, and a lot of times with Lantoria, you'll NP, get her overcharged, use her battery skill, NP again, and there's no way to get the bonus damage for both of those, and that's kind of annoying. So yeah, not a huge fan. I know there's a lot of servants that, you know, it works against, sure. I hate Lancelot, but there's a lot of stuff it doesn't work against, and she's also a lot of times a farming unit. This is really applicable. Because she has a 50% battery, it's very common to use her for clearing waves, and those don't normally even have alignments. You know, it's like a lot of the times when we've used her on this account, and she's failed miserably, this buff would not have changed that at all, and she will still fail miserably. Now, there are times now when her niche comes up that she'll do really big burst damage, but it's only for 1 turn. It's only for 1 turn, and then all the other turns she's still the same as always. You cannot tell me it makes sense to take a unit like her that was pretty meh and then give them such a niche buff, right? Niche buffs make sense on units that don't really need buffs, right? Or that are already pretty decent. You know, like Tristan, if Tristan got a niche buff, it'd be fine because he already has sure hit, upgraded NP, giant battery, team survival, buff removal. That's already so much stuff. If he got some kind of niche, you know, who cares? And no one's gonna complain. But on a unit like Lance or Artoria, who people want to be super strong, you know, because she's lore-wise really powerful and she's really popular and everything, and you give her a niche that only helps her sometimes, she's not a character that needs to get a buff that only helps her sometimes. She needs to get a buff that helps her all the time. And then if you want to buff her again and give her a niche, I think that's fine. Now, I always say I don't think Lantoria was like some horrible unit that couldn't be used before, but she wasn't amazing either. So it's not like she's trash, but yeah, I would have preferred a more solid all-round buff. However, when you are fighting chaotic evil enemies, you are going to absolutely shred people. Oh, well, there we go. Well, that was easy. That didn't take very long. The question is, do we keep rolling just for shits and giggles because this account doesn't need its SQ for anything? And I wouldn't mind getting... The smart thing to do would be wait until just Gwaine is rated up, because he's story locked. But I got Gwen on my main or my normal ult account at MP5 level 100, so we'll just roll and see what we get. And if maybe we get a Tristan copy, that'd be kind of nice actually. But yeah, the Tristan buff is super strong. The animation updates, I would say, are pretty good. They put a bit more effort into them. That'll be Tristan actually. Well, there we go. Well, I'll take that. Easy. But the only update that I don't think they put a lot of effort into is Tristan's. But to be fair, because of how he fights, there's no way you're going to do an animation update for him that looks like really good without it feeling forced and contrived, which it already kind of does. He's being a little too fancy with the harp, to be honest. They did, however, make his NP look good, and I think they did that because they knew they couldn't do a lot with his normal attacks. So like his extra attack's pretty cool. I mean his extra attack is cool too, but his NP. It's got that cool perspective change at the end and everything, so for a 4-star, looking pretty nice actually. But Gwen's animation update was pretty good. His extra attack's a little silly because he's kind of like, it almost looks like he's playing with a child. Like, look over here, look over here, look over here. He's like, just swing the sword, dude. But overall, pretty good. And then Lancelot's, I think is really good. I like Lancelot's a lot because he's got a 3-hit buster, and like Canis has a 3-hit buster, but she just jumps in the air and does like a day 1 animation. All the hits happen at the same time. They like waste it, right? But Lancelot actually swings 3 times, and I always enjoy that with Buster when you just get in there and, you know, bam, 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 and that's what Lancelot does now. So I'm a big fan of Lancelot's animation update. I wish he had gotten a slight buff, even though Lancelot is a very good unit. Sitting Master is kind of outshining him hard nowadays, so it would have been nice if they'd given him like an NP buff or something. But yeah, we'll show all that off in a moment, and then we'll use Lance or Artoria because I haven't seen her animation update yet. Well, that was easy. What? Oh my god! That is the first time I've ever gotten 2 5-stars in the same summon, and if it wasn't a GSSR. That's incredible. And hey Valkyrie, that's crazy, dude. I was just saying that a few streams ago. Out of all the accounts and of all my time playing this game, I have never gotten 2 5-stars in the same tin pool before, ever. I was like, that's kind of sucks. But there we go. Yeah, easy. I guess we just keep rolling because maybe we get NP5. How about that? Yeah, I'll take that streamer luck. I'll take that. Feels Cairo, by the way. Yeah, I've said I'd probably grail her on this account because I'll probably never get her on any other account, so it's something unique to have on this account. I'm also glad we got that 500-year obsession. Those are always nice. Very underestimated CE right there. It can make a lot of challenge quests a hell of a lot easier. Stage 1 Valkyrie is the best one, by the way. Rex would probably be mad, to be honest. That's crazy, man. Like I've never gotten that to happen before, so I'll take it. I feel like I've been playing long enough that we deserved that, so I'm alright with this. Stage 3, best fuck you. Stage 3 is pretty good too. I mean, they're all fine. I would say 1, 3, 2 would be my order. Although actually, let's be real, the green one in the NP animation is actually the best one. Best servant in the game, though. I've said this a few times on my stream, but when I first started playing, I played it because I wanted to get Ku, right? And he was my first summon in my tutorial summon. And from that point on, I was like, you know, even if bad things happen with my RNG in the future, we're kind of set now. And I still feel that way. It's like, I got Ku, so what's to worry about? Although Proto Ku's good too, and if he could get an animation update, that would be swell. Hey, look, Proto Ku. And then Proto Ku's terrible master right there. Basically, if you really try to get a 3-star and you're always gunning for it, there's no way you're not going to get them eventually. Oh, another Tristan. I would like a Gwen, but Pretty wild, though, how good of luck we had there. So often when I get really good luck with 5 stars, it's ones that I have zero interest in getting. Oh, okay, well, lots of... Oh, there we go. That's probably the easiest NP5. I mean, wait, actually, I basically have no NP5 5 stars, actually. So that's kind of funny. All my accounts, you know, I took years for my ult account to get NP5 Achilles, and it took years for a main account to get NP5 Mordred, and we just got NP5 Lance Artoria like that. Well, we were rewarded for saving up our SQ, I suppose. Well, this is one way to make up for her NP not having an upgrade. This'll do too. That's wild, man. All my accounts and all that saving up that I've done, and most of my accounts never get NP5s, so that's something. Whale shaking my head. Yeah, I know, right? Not only is this account purely free to play, but it's not even that old, really. Okay, unfortunately, our skill ranks leave much to be desired. I guess we'll upgrade this one as much as we can on, but I don't think this account really has any gold gems right now. It's like really never played an event that gave them out. So next time they do a lottery event, though, I'll be sure to play this account a good chunk and try to catch up on some of that. Yeah, we're getting decent ranks, though. We'll do her buff quest, and we'll show off her animation update. And as we do the buff quest, we might use different units to show off the other animation updates. And then we'll fight like Lobo and the Dragon and all that to test people out. Okay, well at least her skill ranks aren't a complete embarrassment. Is Lobo's alignment chaotic evil? I know he's evil something, but I don't remember if he's chaotic evil. If he is, though, that'll be nice. I do not say that for every account. That's actually, like, fucking retarded to think that. It's like I say it about this account and that account, and then I actually play this or that account when it's applicable. Like I just said, you know, if they do a lottery event, I play this account. I didn't say I'm gonna go play like the fucking, you know, solo account that we just made. That ain't gonna fucking happen. Screw that. And I'll play like this account and then like maybe the 1 to 3 star account. I haven't really played the Grail Front yet. We'll get to it though. I like they did Bunny Merlin though. That's pretty funny. Okay, well let's go get our buff. Let's see if I can get a George in here. Max always bailing me out. Max is probably the George that I summoned the most. Sadly, this account doesn't have a particularly good CE for her right now. Let me level that just a little bit. What I would do for Aerial Drive or Golden Sumo. I'll use her in stage 1 in a minute. I want to use... I haven't even seen them at all, so I just want to use what I've got for now. We also can fight stage 1 Lancer Artoria. I saw like one of her animations because of that, for the Gwen animation update, but it wasn't really paying attention and she didn't attack very much, so... Also, I was ludicrously tired, and I'm amazed I was able to make that video. I ended up actually taking a nap after that, which I almost never am able to do, but I was just so exhausted. Yeah, I like how I didn't get a single Gwen. I might roll more when he's solo rated up, because it'd be nice to grab a Gwen. I've actually thought about rolling on my main account, just because my main account has Gwen at NP2. It'd be nice to get him NP3, because that's when your NP peaks. And I've also thought about grailing him to 90, because I really like Gwen. But because I've got him level 100 on the ults, you know, 10, 2k faux pause, and everything, I'm not sure it's really worth doing, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm assuming they're going to give out the bunny ears from Merlin for the final day of the Grail Front event. Oh yeah, we have the chat preview off. I'll turn that back on. It was off because I was making videos. It's pretty much always off anytime I make videos, so. I mean, all NPs peak at NP3. Actually, that's not true. That's like almost universally true. Like 95 or some odd percent of servants are like that, where most of their NP damage is there by NP3, and they get very little from 4 and 5. But there are a few servants like Ezo that are not like that, and they kind of have an even spread all the way up. And I swear they do that because they want you to have to get NP5 Ezo because he's a 3-star, and you know they're trying to monetize 3 stars nowadays. George, George. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Normally I wouldn't do that, especially when we're soloing, but fucking George, man. George got the really good animation update, though. So, I was hoping that they would actually, that looks good, but I was really hoping they would change it to where she just fires it like normal, like she normally does in the story and such. The whole ramming with it thing is kind of dumb, and like why would you do that? It's like why risk, you know, why get in melee range with the enemy, why nuking, right? I think they're kind of just shooting it. However, a part of why I wanted that was because if I wanted to make edits and videos to make like NP clashes or whatever, it worked a lot better that way. But the way they did that with the explosion at the end and everything, you could easily edit that to look like she's just firing the laser beam. So that's really useful for me. So I kind of got best of both worlds there. Canonically, Lancer Artoria can fire it like a laser beam, and that's normally what she does when she's like in the story, like nuking Camelot and everything. But she can ram with it like that, but there's just, like, why? Like, why would you? So, I bet you a lot of people had no idea that her armor was asymmetrical this whole time, like how her other shoulder doesn't have shoulder armor. Because in her original animations, you never saw that. And it wasn't really noticeable in her card art either. But it's been like that the whole time. But I figured there's a few people that since the animation up today were like, huh, I didn't realize that she didn't have armor on the other shoulder. But yeah, that's been a thing forever. I wonder if she has the BM combo. We'll find out in a minute. Do opening with quick, see if that's any different. I just wish you could get the Lion King version. The Lion King version of Stage 1 is so much better in my opinion. You only see it in the story, you never see it in gameplay, but she's got like a silver mane and all that instead of like the light tan or brown. And I like tan a lot, it's just the Lion King version looks really good, with the silver with the blue works really well. George is still alive, so I'm just gonna basically pass this turn. Well, her animations are pretty nice though, they did a pretty good job, I would say. It's hard to make these characters that are on like the mounts all the time like that work. It's pretty difficult, especially when they have a giant ass lance, so... Alright, let's see if we got a BM combo. I won't know though when I first see it, I'll have to do the Buster's normal first. That's probably a BM. Either that or she'll just leap in and do that stomp. I wish this guy had more health. It's gonna be a little bit hard to test stuff here. Alright, this will tell us if that was a BM or not, because sometimes that follow-up close range one is what they would have done at long range anyway. No, she's got a BM. Yeah, that gap closer was different. So she has 3 buster animations. So. I like how he just crit for like 4.2k when like what the Jesus. Okay, well, let's not die. Man, I bet you they made a cut-in for her Lion King version. And we're not gonna get that as a costume because they're bastards. It's not very likely he would kill me this turn. I'll use it next turn if it's still going. I'll see that soon though, because I got that account. You know, I was gonna save that account for that Gwaine versus Ku thing, but I might just have to make another account to do that, because I really would like to do that Mordred Lancer Artoria thing. I might do that tomorrow, actually. Yeah, that's very edit. You can really edit that to look like the beam, like in a video. I'm trying to do like a clash thing, so that's good. For me, specifically. I like the extra attack a lot. Alright, we'll do stage 1, and then we'll show off like Gwaine and all that stuff. Let me sign into my ult account real fast so I can actually summon Gwaine. Crap, my ultimate account is in the middle of a stage. Well, hopefully I can just summon myself anyway. Suffering through America again. I know, that's the whole problem. It was so nice that account I just autopiloted through all the garbage. Doing that again sounds awful. Like all that just to have Gwaine around. We could just summon Beastlies. He's already got it set up. Let's just do that. In before I'm getting debated. And it's showing stage 1, but it's actually like stage 3 or something. But hey, correct body proportions, that's always a nice thing. I like how the horse is just like resting its head on George's shoulder. Dude, can you imagine how cool the anime cut-in thing would be if we actually did get Lion King's version of stage 1 that you do see in like the story bits? That'd be so awesome, but not gonna happen. Because you never fight it in gameplay, you only see it in the like, visual novel sections. I really like her stage 1. The only thing I don't like about it, and this is a big negative for me, and this applies to both Lantoria and Lion King, is the fact that you got like the visor that is so clearly where her eyes are, and looks really good. The visor is awesome. I love that kind of like, you know, helmet visor look. Like that's 10 out of 10. But then you've got the fake eyes on the lion head right above it. So it's like she has 4 eyes. I do not like that at all. Like it's just weird. If I would use her stage 1 if it wasn't just for that. Like that is just such a yikes for me. It sucks though because I really like the helmet otherwise, and I'm a big fan of helmets and medieval armor and that kind of thing. And I just always like that visor kind of look. So yeah, I wish they had not done that. Like once I saw that, I could never unsee it, and yeah, not a huge fan. And then if they ever made Lion King a skin and they gave her the stage 1 and the stage 3, in that case I would still use the stage 3 just because the stage 3 has got the cool glowing green eyes, but that's another issue. All right, let's show off that rare buster animation again here. Imagine being this strong lore-wise though and getting such a random niche buff. Oh, I didn't do it that way. Let's see. What do I need to do then to make the initial attack needs to already be close range then I guess. So I guess I need to do Art Buster. Either that or they make it random. There's a few units in the game like that. Got frickin' Buster down. Yeah, it might only happen off ABB. Cause see, that one puts already closed, but the other one she like teleported, so I don't get counted. Yeah, I think it's only off ABB. Sometimes they'll let you do stuff like that if you do MPBB, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like it, so that's probably the only way. And yeah, there's literally no reason you would ever do ABB in an actual stage. Even in team gameplay, that wouldn't happen. Alright, let's see the NP. Because see, that one, the game didn't seem to count as them being already at close range. Yeah, they've made a few units like that, Zal, where they have a very low chance of doing their BM combo just anytime you do BB, but it's pretty rare. For both, like Canis, I've only seen do it twice ever, which is crazy because I use Canis a lot. Okay, see, that's just creepy. That's just creepy because you can so blatantly see the visor, you know, and the fucking lion eyes. That's creepy as fuck, dude. It's even worse for Lantoria Alter, because Lantoria Alter, they have her eyes in the helmet glow when she does certain things. So the visor will be glowing and you can see like yellow eyes in the visor, which that's cool, but then you still have the lion eyes up there and it's like, okay. I wouldn't care, I wouldn't mind the eyes if like they were actually where her eyes were, right? It's the fact that it's so clearly that her eyes are in the visor, right? And then you have these other eyes that are just there for some fucking reason. Is weird, man. No, her Alter version does not have an animation update. Let's see if she's chaotic. I'm sure she's, well, she might be evil just because of Pillar the Hun and stuff. Let's see. She's chaotic good, so we'll get some of our bonus damage, but not all of it. Let's see fast mode. Oh right, I don't have my NP. Never mind, time to do huge normal card damage. That works too. Yeah, they, I tell you, you do a BBB turn on a chaotic evil person, that's gonna be funny. Like, that's gonna be really funny. Yeah, I'm gonna have to grail 9 on the account here. Because this is an old account though, I don't have a lot of command codes. I'll have to keep my eyes out though for decent Buster or crit command codes just so I can at least have some basic stuff. You really want command codes when you're doing big crits like that. When you have so many multipliers, the command codes will actually add a very significant amount of damage. Alright, let's show off Gwen or Lancelot, Tristan, whoever, whatever we can get. I might need to log into one of my accounts. So I feel kind of sad though. See, there's Tristan. But, so Mordred, because she's decently popular, and, you know, she's very heavily featured in APOC, when they did the APOC stuff, you know, she got an animation update. Because, again, she's really featured in APOC, and she's decently popular, so it makes sense. But, because that was quite a while ago, that's when they were starting to get a lot better with animations, so she has totally serviceable animations, but she has, like, the worst animations of the lot now, out of all, like, the Knights of the Round and stuff. Her animations are probably the worst, which is kind of sad, because she actually was prioritized and got them a bit sooner, so... Her NP, though, still looks really good, and Mordred's animations are totally fine, they're just not, you know, quite up to snuff, I would say, with the current stuff. But I don't think Mordred, like, needs an animation update. I mean, not until they, you know, get Mozart, Shakespeare, you know, all the Mata Hari, Asterios, Leonidas, you know, all that stuff. That's gotta get up first. But yeah, I feel that she's kind of weak, and then they gave her a niche buff. I'm not a huge fan, but... You know, it has its uses. At least it's 2 niches, though. I will say that, you know, in my bitching about it, I didn't really mention that. The fact that it's 2 niches at once, you get decent odds of getting, you know, one or the other. But there are absolutely times where you're not going to get either of them, and you might be even fighting an archer, and it's going to be kind of frustrating. But, honestly, what really bugs me is just the fact that it just lasts 1 turn, and then she's a unit that can so easily benefit from having a multi-turn buff. because of her giant battery skill and stuff. The only animation I don't like from Gwane's update is his long-range quick, which thankfully you will almost never use. You'll really only see it in a team context. What might happen is teammate does Buster card, Gwane does quick card, and then Buster card. That will make Gwane do his long-range quick attack. But other than that, it's pretty rare that you would use it. You would normally do like your own Buster, then quick, and then Buster, or Buster, Buster, then quick, or Buster, quick, art, right? Normally something will proceed. Gwane will do an attack before the quick attack. So he'll do the close range version, which looks really good. But his long range version looks really stupid. They basically just recycled his Buster animation and then make it hit more times, even though the animation doesn't support that. Literally, if you charge into someone with a shoulder bash, you can't make that hit multiple times. That's not how that works. So it looks really awkward and stupid. And it's just obvious that they're recycling the Buster animation. But it looks better with the Buster animation because, you know, Gwane doing some, you know, tumble and bash type stuff is a, you know, a pretty Gwane thing to do, you know, gorilla stuff. But making it long range and everything looks really awkward. Here, we'll show it off here. We'll do a quick first so you see it. But it's the only animation I don't like. Like, the physics there don't make any sense. Especially on the second hit. The third hit's okay, but the second hit doesn't make any sense. The new NP line is better for his fast mode NP, but it's worse for his slow-mo NP. So in my videos, if I like make it a slow-mo NP, I'll just edit in his other voice line, is what I'll do. But his original voice line did not work at all with his fast mode NP, and that's why I think they changed it. Which sucks though, because the original voice line had so much oomph on it. Where the one now, it's kind of being rushed. You can tell the voice director's like, okay, you gotta say it kind of quickly. Because it's obvious they're trying to fit it in like the time. So, yeah, it could be better. Alright, let's do the old BBB. But yeah, I'll just edit it in. I do that all the time anyway. So that's pretty cool, and I like all of it except for him at the very end just moving the sword around randomly. Like, where's it going? Where's it going? Like, it's like he's messing with a kid or something. He's like, oh, where's my face? Peekaboo, right? It's like, what the fuck, dude? And if you're trying to like fake the opponent out, that's not how you do that in the slightest. So it's just kind of silly looking. However, the fire looks cool. It's some of the only CGI that they've done recently that actually looks good. It's not super noticeable that it's CGI. And like there's the flame effect when it hits looks cool, and like the smacking at the start looks cool, and they actually redrew his shoulders so it doesn't look stiff as fuck. Why couldn't they have done that with Boudica? Like, Boudica looks so unbelievably stiff because they just refused to like reanimate her torso from different angles. So it looks terrible, but Gwane, they actually bothered to reanimate him a few times, so it's not too bad. Alright, the old classic BQA, which actually looks pretty awesome. That's my favorite animation right there for him. It's awesome. I like those that extra attack though, just because he's just beating him to death. That's how you do, man. You know, and I don't need this fancy shit. You know, Gwane's pretty meat and potatoes. So you just keep smacking them. I was like, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted out of like Canis's Buster animations, but they're unfortunately not that. All right, let's get some crits here. I need to look at it more carefully, but I think that flame effect on that skill, they might have actually drawn. I wasn't really paying attention, but that may not be CG. I think they might have actually drawn that. I hope they start doing that. The particle effects in games like this just look so much better when you do that. When the sprites are drawn and then the particle effects are such like mid-course 3D CGI, it's not ideal. I'm gonna waste my third skill just because I don't think I need it, and I want more crit chance. Because I have 90, 100. Am I okay? No, I mean it's we'll save it. 90 is like when does 90 fail, chat? I could never regret this. We did fail a lot of 90% the other day.
この剣は太陽の内にあらゆる不浄を清める炎の影の
Sword being on fire though.
エクスカリバーガラティーン
I mean, the NP looks really good. The voice line's kind of rushed, so yeah, for videos, I'll probably edit it to the old voice line. But I'm still happy with it because it looks fantastic. There's the sword being on fire, I think just the flame effect at the end. That's some of the best particle effects like they've done. I need to look at. I think that might be drawn. I need to look at. I think it might be mixed. I think there's a few key parts of it where they actually drew the flame, and then some of it is CG. That's what I'm guessing they did. But that looks so much better than like the particle effects and stuff they normally use. And she died to the burn. How about that? But yeah, I think they might have actually drawn some of that. I'll have to go and watch it more carefully. But that looks fucking phenomenal. Which is why I'm always so pissed at them not drawing things like that, because it does look really good. Yeah, these are some good animation updates overall. I'm really not complaining. You know, Tristan's is a little basic, but, you know, how are you not going to make it basic, right? If anything, Tristan's probably would have looked better if they made it more basic, just because his is a little silly, because he's like... He's moving the harp around all fancy like for no reason, and it doesn't even fit Tristan. Tristan's pretty serious and, you know, whatnot, so it's kind of weird. Alrighty. Well, we want to show off Lancelot. I can slot mine for my main, unless someone here in chat's got a Lancelot that's already ready to go. But mine's not grailed, although I'm pretty much guaranteeing you I'm going to grail my Lancelot to 90 now, because I've always liked Saber Lancelot a lot, and I use them actually quite a bit off stream. And mine's in P5 actually, so I probably am going to grail him to 90. I've been wanting to do that for a while, and now that he's got the good animations, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I do like Tristan's extra though. The extra text, it's a little silly, but it's good. Like it's almost a joke, but I kind of like it. So. Alright, let me slot my Lancelot here real quick. Oh, someone's got him at NP5. Yeah, sure, if you can throw me an invite. You might want to remove me after, and I might remove you after just because I have to keep my support list really small, but this account is trash, so you're not gonna want this account on there permanently, because this account is some dog shit. But yeah, if you can send me your digits and then add me, that's the easiest way to get someone to show up quickly. Yeah, Tristan, gameplay-wise, though, is very strong. He was already phenomenal. He was already so phenomenal. And then that buff was just crazy good. You know, because it lasts 3 turns, for God's sakes. Let's see. Okay, it's hard to read. Good enough. Yep, there's the boy. Those skill ranks, though, you gotta work on that, sir. It's always sad to have grailed units that aren't 10-10-10, but it happens. We could show them off in no, wait, no, you don't have support in that, so I can't do it there. I was gonna say that'd be fun to use a bunch of Knights of the Round in there, though. I could do that on my main. Let's just do this stage for an SQ. I'm not sure how much Tristan will go up. I'll have to think about it, but I mean, it definitely helps him. The thing is, you're still probably going to use his. You're probably going to timing, right? The timing on his first skill. You're still going to prioritize using it for the evade, and that might mean you just don't get the quick up when you NP. But sometimes you will, and then so all the better, right? And then sometimes you won't need the evade, and you can use it whenever you want. So he's absolutely better. He's a very good DPS, and he also has very good support, and the buff removal and everything. It's just good. Like, he's so good. So Lancelot is a very, very, very good 4-star, but as I always say, he is a fucking terrible solo unit, because everything that he does just doesn't work in a solo context. The whole star absorb thing doesn't work when you have all 5 stars. You can offset it though with command codes. You can give him Star Bomb and Star Absorb command codes, and that will help him a fair bit. But he's still not ideal. You're still not going to crit as much as you would normally be able to crit with him, and he has no survivability, and that's always tough. So having no survivability can still work for a solo because, like Kentoki, right? Or Kentoki, right? He does so much DPS, he MPs so often it works out. Where Lancelot can also do that, but mostly in team play, right? If he's just doing solo stuff, you're not going to be critting as much, which means you're not going to be MPing as much. I got that fancy cape there. His sprite looks really good though. I dig the new sprite. I like this update though. I'm happy. Like, sure, you know, there's no like gameplay stuff other than that's permanent. You know, there's no like new game modes or stuff I'm always asking for. But I'll take a lot of animation updates and some buffs. That's all right by me. And I love Lancelot's animation update. I'm very happy with it. Like, that just looks awesome, man. Like, that's my kind of shit, man. Like, none of that, like, flippy nonsense. It's just beat the hell out of him with the sword, right? Like, that's what I want. I like this. And he's using his mana and all that. It's great. And he's got the whole Knight of Owner buffing the twig thing, which is a great reference, by the way. So yeah, I dig it. Yeah, I got no complaints. These are some good animation updates. You know, they've had some really lazy ones that I've been kind of iffy on, but these are good. Like, these are really good. They give him the stick. Yeah, I'm grailing my Lancelot. I might just do it today, to be honest. I've been wanting to do it for a while, and this easily gets me to do it. I mean, look at this shit. I actually don't remember what the name of the company is that they outsource to for like the NP animations and stuff, but they're still doing them. Like, they've been doing them since day one. But I forget the name of that company. They basically said that the reason the day one, they were like defending themselves, and I don't blame them. They basically said the day one animations were so bad because they were basically told to just get them done quickly. Like, they had to do so many servants, and they gave them a very small time window. And they said they talked to DW and Type Moon and Aniplex, and they said, we can make these look really good if you want us to, but it's going to take a while. And they said, no, just make them quick. So that's why they look so bad. But you know, they're, you know, what are you gonna do? You know, time constraints are time constraints. But that's the mistake of, you know, Aniplex and all of them, you know, making. What I really think is the mistake is when they do animation updates and they phone them in. That's when it's really disappointing. When they don't put in the time and resource. They don't like allocate enough budget or what have you to the animation update. So you have someone like Boudica get an animation update and it still looks bad, right? Or not satisfying, and so not on par with everyone else, right? Let's do the long range quick here. Honestly, I wish you had more reasons to do the long range quick for him because it looks cool. Where Gwaine is the other way around, where his long range quick is the only one that looks stupid. Hopefully we'll still kill, try to show the long range art. Which I think he has one. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's just what he does at short range, he just dashes first, so I don't think he does have one. That's a little sad, but overall, still good animation update. Gwaine's long range quick is kind of hilarious, but that's not really what you want out of him, and it's also just lazy because they're repurposing the Buster one. Okay, time to NP. Stick again, by the way. I like how he's like, yep, I'm dual wielding. So I want to shuffle 2050. I think we'll just take the 2050. I'm actually going to attack up here because I fear Spriggans a lot. I'm hoping the next enemy is a Lancer, so... He actually has 2 new voice lines for his NP being selected. I love it, man. It's good. Get him! Get him! Give me that! Give me the crit! Give me the crit! 50%! Come on! Yeah! Look at that NP game. Well, it's Irish King Arthur. Let's see if we need to Star Absorb. We want to. I guess we'll do Buster NP Art, and we got hundreds on 2 of those, so no need. All right, we'll do fast mode. See how that looks. I actually missed with that slash. Beyond's animation update was nice too. That one was so random though. They did it for like no reason. I'm not complaining, but all right. Who else do we need to? I guess Tristan. This is a terrible stage to show off Tristan because there's a Lancer here. Let's see. I wish Persona was here. He's got like a super big Tristan. He might win anyways. It depends on how hard the stage is. You know what? If I can get Personas, we'll do that. But we're gonna need like 10, 10, 10, all that stuff. We're gonna need the cooldown reduction and that kind of thing. I'm not sure if we got one of those added right now. I might send Persona a yell on Discord and see if I can add him, because his is something. His is Grailed and all that. Alright, let's see if he's around. Alright, I sent him a message. I'm not sure. He might be busy or something though, so we'll see. In the meantime, what can we do here? I mean, we really need to show off Tristan because he's also got buffed, so I can't think of much else to show off just this second. I'm shocked they didn't give you the Hans animation update early. That was, I don't understand. Like with the CCC event, the rerun, that would have made so much sense. So that was weird. And they gave you the Steno and Uriel animation update in like a month, right? You got it so fast. So I don't get why that one you didn't get early when it was so, because they added it, you know, on a non-thematic time really. So yeah, NA gets a lot of animation updates early. You got the Arjuna and Karna one early. You got all kinds of stuff early, but for some reason not the Hans one. We might just need to find an easier stage so we don't need a big boy Tristan, but it'd be fun to use Tristan against a Lancer stage and see if he can handle it. Looks like Persona's AFK though. Let's see if we get lucky and we got a different one. Yeah, they'll probably add some for the anniversary. Everybody's skill ranks are scuffed. It's because most of the people that add me are ult accounts and their main is in A, and so their skill ranks are shite. It's very common over here. Damn it, Persona's not answering! Anybody in chat got a 10-10-10 Tristan, because we're gonna need it. Sadly, Tristan is kind of rare. I don't think he's very popular, which is whack because he's so good. The reason I don't level mine is because I keep the Tristan interlude around where you fight Tristan with the Camelot buffs and he gets the Gwaine buff and all that. That's the whole reason I don't do it. Because that fight's really fun. However, I might give that stage up though because you can't summon supports there, so it's horrible for testing. So I can only test my own units out there, which is kind of limiting, so I'm not sure it's worth keeping. I don't know though, it's a fun fight. They need to let you replay interludes that you've beaten. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna BRB real quick. I need to get water and wash my glasses because I can't see a damn thing. And if Persona doesn't answer me by then, we'll just move on. So, I'll be right back. Alright, so I think we'll go to our regular ult account and we'll go fight Lobo and we'll test out Lantoria's buff, we'll test out, you know, Lancelot, all that stuff. Because we have the means to do that over there, and that's actually a somewhat hard boss. So we'll see what, and I already have Persona added on that account, so if I can summon him, you know, without his consent, oh no, we'll test out Tristan against Lobo. That'll be really funny because he's got sure hit and buff removal. That'll ultra wreck the Lobo fight because he's all about that giant defense up and the evade every single turn and that kind of thing. Or Tristan will just shut that the hell down. Even before his buff, he would shut that the hell down, but now he'll just do really disgusting damage. Alright, let's bust out the regular ult account. I gotta boot up Samsung Dex here real quick. I'm pretty sure I started the very first Grail front on my ult account, but I didn't, like, do it. So I probably have to beat that real quick. But that'll be kind of entertaining anyway. Change the stream title. Like it's Knights of the Round Testing. There we go. Although technically, Lancer Artoria is not a Knight of the Round. She is the King. That's not exactly the same thing, although I guess Knight King, but I almost sized that correctly. It's so close. There we go. Gareth doesn't really need a buff. She's a good 2-star. I mean, she could use a bit of a, you know, oomph. Wouldn't be a crime to buff her, but it's not like she's in dire need of one. She performs well for what she is. I wouldn't mind an NP buff on her though, just so when she does, because she's really good at setting up other people's NP because of her effect, like defense down, and she can give herself burst damage and stuff. So giving her even more burst damage on her NP would be pretty cool. Alright, let's get this Grail front over with, which I'm pretty sure Gwaine is just going to absolutely obliterate. Well, we don't have any buffs. Can we do 43k anyway? Definitely if I use my NP. And I won't need it later because my buffs come back, so might as well. I mean, I don't think their criteria for if a welfare gets buffed or not is if they're AoE or single target. The fact that every welfare that's... Wait, no, well, I guess Saber and Lily is kind of a welfare and she's AoE, she got buffed. But, you know, Chloe and Shiki being single target, I think it's just a coincidence. I don't think that it's like a thematic
戦闘
thing.
終了しました。撤収の前に資源は回収しておきましょう。
Saber Lily is kind of a one-of-a-kind unit. It's not very uniform, the way they do things in the game. Apparently there's like bonus loot on the field that you can grab. I'm guessing you can only grab it once though. So I think Liz is about to die. $78k, and she has an extra health bar. She's still gonna die though. See, red press red is meta for Grail fronts anyway, and then Gwen is extra good at that, so 103k. I've never heard Gwen do the original NP line since the change, but that's what editing is for. BBB is so brainless, but it's so good. I like how his sword is clipping. That was some effort they put into that. She'll actually get to attack me, but I'm not particularly worried. What? AI, please. That makes no sense. That was her only chance to get any damage on me to like help her team out in the future, you know, weaken Gwen a bit, right? And she blew it. Anyone surprised that Liz blew it? Also, how come we're like invading Camelot, but we're not fighting any Camelot related units? Like, it's just random stuff. There's no thematic stuff. It's not even like other knights. If they wanted, maybe they're gonna save the knights of the round for like later days, and that's fine. But then why not fight? You know, there's plenty of other knight-esque, you know, and European and you know, that kind of thing, right? Medieval, even, you know, servants. So I don't get why the just I mean, Geronimo in Paris. Like what? It's like there's literally nothing there, and they give you a story support Bedivere, right? Like that they forced you to use. It don't make no sense. I should really have Blood Axe come up and take care of Paris, but I don't know if that's necessary. Although I wouldn't mind showing off Blood Axe just cause. Will he advance? He probably won't advance if I'm one space back, but he probably will advance if I'm this close. Well, let's find out. Let's see if he advances right there. Doesn't look like it. AI, please. I'll get attacked once the next turn, but it's fine. Well, the thing is, honestly, Tristan's buff does not affect anything that comes to using David over Tristan. Like, and that's good. They buffed him in a way that just makes him more down a different road, right? David is way more for support, and David is still a better support than Tristan, unless you need the buff removals specifically, right? Then obviously Tristan's really good. But David still is overall tankier than Tristan because of the he's got the heart, but he's also got the large defense up and large heal on the first skill, and it's a short cooldown. So in terms of him surviving just purely selfishly, David is better at that. And then David gives you a triple art deck, which will help the other units get their NP faster, and especially on budget teams, that is extremely helpful. And then he also gives the team AoE attack up, so it's just more damage for the team. But Tristan is a much better damage dealer, right? So Tristan is a damage dealer with support on the side, David is a support with damage on the side. So this buff doesn't affect, and that's good. The way they've overall handled David and Tristan has been well, right? They've made Tristan more of a DPS. Although weirdly, I guess when they buffed David, they made him more of a DPS. That didn't really make any sense. But the key, if the thing is, use them together. People are always bitching about David, but it's like they're both archers. So anytime you'd want to use Tristan, it's okay to use David anyway. And they work amazingly well together. Imagine having two harps, right? And they both have sure hit, so if there's an evasion gimmick, now you're doing great. And David will give the attack up to Tristan. Like, there's no problem here. It'd be one thing if David was like a 4 or a 5-star, but he's a 3-star. So if you have Tristan, you also have David, for sure. And that's an amazing team comp, right? Especially for budget stuff. So there's literally no problem there. Yeah, then you summon another David or another Tristan, you have triple heart. That's the meta there. Will I do 41k? I would think so. I'll give him the attack down in case he attacks me next turn. Oh, could the buff Blood Axe though? Needs an NP buff. I like the background. Have they ever used that background before? I think that's new. You think they'll use it in Lost Belt 6? Like, I feel like that'd be a reason that they would have put the resources into making it. That looks quite good, honestly. It's just neat. No. I'm glad casters only get 2 actions per turn. That was not ideal. We probably would have died there without the attack down. No, I don't think they'll ever use the Grail Front for the story, and they probably shouldn't. You know, it's not a very flushed out game mode. It can be fun, especially when they make it more difficult, and it's kind of interesting. But it's kind of a gimmicky side thing, and that's fine. I think it's good for games to have just gameplay side things just for fun, right? So yeah, I don't see the need to integrate it into the main story, and I really doubt that they would. Let's see if he'll advance. 1,000,000 QP. It's kind of underwhelming. Oh, if he... well... we'll do that. Let's see if he moves forward. He probably won't. The AI is like, oh my god, he could get to my mask. No, wow! Okay, he did something meta for once. And he's messing up Gwen. I'm just gonna NP, to be honest. Oh, Gwen absolutely could have handled Paris. If you did tower events more, you'd need to make it like its own game mode that kind of rotated, and then less floors and more meaningful floors, which would be fine. I'd actually be all for that. Oh my god, he's attacking me twice. We might actually need our guts now. Paris, going a little ham there. Can Gwen do it? No BBB, unfortunately. Dude, I love the new flame effect. It's great. Spare the child nonsense. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Or in this case, use the rod and, you know, murder them, but... Oh yeah, that's a very good part of his buff. Whoops, what just happened? Did I like disconnect? Then I hit no, and before it doesn't count as a win. The fuck? I've noticed you disconnect from Grail Front mode though way more than you disconnect from other stuff. Anyway, yeah, the buff removal is nice just because some fights are really debuff focused, right? There's some nasty debuffs in some fights out there, and just having the option to be able to remove a debuff is pretty great. To be fair, Paris didn't do that when he was a kid. Even in Fate, during the Trojan War and all that, he is older. He's only like that as a servant because of Apollo. And presumably he's not always summoned that way either. Hey, Arjuna. Okay, let's go fight. Lobo, we'll use Tristan, Lantoria, all that stuff. Beastly, are you still here? Because, even though mine's NP5, I might just use yours because yours has got, 10, 10, 10, where mine's like 8, 6, 10 or some nonsense. It'll make Fury happy because we'll use the stage 1. Let's see, do I got, yep, there we go. Easy. And you also have command codes, so that's a thing. Alright, we'll use a budget team aside from her, as we generally do when messing around here. Let's see, we normally do like Nash Hans. I almost want to make the team a little bit weaker just to give her more room to show off. Pretend it's a weaker, less prepared account. We just cut Mash. Generally Mash just makes this really easy, because Mash and Hans allow you to just tank like so many NPs, and it's like it's too much, right? We don't want that much value. We'll bust out the Caneth. I almost said it there. I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm also tired. The Caneth, really nice picture that has a very good effect. That's the thing. I guess George or Leonidas? Leonidas is the greedy play, but it's a little risky, but we'll live a little. Go for the big boy value. Give me golden carp. I just realized that both of the Kentucky event CEs, it's named Golden Sumo and Golden Carp. I don't know why. All these years, that just now hit me. I got the Golden Sumo one, like, that I understood. But it really never hit me that, every fucking CE there was, the golden spam, so. I see what they did there. It's kind of like when you beat 5.5, it's like golden victory or whatever at the end. I could throw in the last second Shakespeare. And then do another taunt in case things are just going horribly. When in doubt, throw taunts at it. That's the big weakness of single target bosses, though, is they have a hard time dealing with taunts. I think that's why a lot of like the recent single target challenge quests, they give them like buff removal and stuff like that. And they had you fight like, what's her name? Avenger Ushi, right, in that challenge quest. So it's a way to make single target a bit more dangerous, because otherwise it's really easy to wreck and, like, on the enemy side. Single target on our side is fine, but on the enemy side it's a lot weaker than AoE, because AoE will normally one-shot you and it hits everybody, versus one-shots you and only hits one person, and then taunt completely negates it, right? Big difference. We'll do NP on death, if I can find it. Also, kind of a minor note, but an easy thing to miss, you can now get Mordred's costume anytime. It's just in the Rare Prison shop forever now. We'll do Star Bomb. Dare I use Anniversary Blonde here? That would not give me any ways to survive the NP in case you had an NP go off without a taunt. We have Star Bomb stuff without it. Default makes a big degree of sense. Anniversary Blonde is really fun, though. I'll use default just because we might go for like an art crit. You're not necessarily going to get a BBB turn. And the heal is good. The evade is not, though. Speaking of Moriarty, there he is. Do it, coward! Shots fired. That definitely is the fun pick. I think they changed Gwen's NP line so it could fit in speed mode. His other line was like really out of sync with his speed mode. They seem to value that a lot because they know most people play in speed mode. And honestly, the line does work kind of okay in speed mode, but it doesn't work in slow-mo, and it's just less, it's got less oomph. So as I've said like 30 times this stream, I'll just edit in the old voice line when I do like big videos for Gwen and stuff. I normally do that anyway because the timing was so off originally. So really nothing new for me. Basically every time Gwen's in a video I have to edit his NP. Same for 100 Face. There's been a couple of times though I'm too lazy to edit 100 Face's NP because her NP takes a lot of effort to edit. And sometimes I just don't care because she NPs 30,000 times in every video, so... Okay, not exactly the best opening hand for damage, but we'll get our NP nice and quick. I'll cast this. We don't need the battery, but stars are good. I don't need Qingong's NP, so we'll do this. I'm gonna make a video with Lion King probably tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna just get there on that solo newbie account. What the fuck? I like how we have damage cut and defense up, and he's like, I don't even care. What was that? Holy shit. Okay then. Well, let's see the NP damage. 30% chance to crit. We'll do the crit up. Why not? We're optimistic. Hans, land the attack buff. I'm gonna record everything related to Lion King in the Camelot fight though. That way, if I want to edit it into videos and things like that, I have the ability to. I just hope they make it a costume someday. Like if they put in the effort to making a unique sprite for it, like come on, like. Give me the costume, and they've given us all kinds of villain costumes, so why not? Hans didn't land the defense buff on himself or the main DPS. He only landed the defense buff on Qingong, who is the person that doesn't need it at all because he hasn't taken any damage and he has invulnerability. I mean, I don't think people expected them to make, what was her name? Testament? I don't think they thought that was going to be a costume, but it was. And then UHZ. I don't think anyone thought UHG was going to be a costume. I just slurred my word there really hard. Anyway, but she was, so it's possible. It just needs to be, like, applicable to an event or something. Well, she almost broke, which honestly, for being AoE, that's not half bad, right? Like, if that was single target, I'd be a little sad with all those buffs, but for AoE, that's not half bad. Unfortunately, we're gonna get, like, nothing done now, because Lobo has an 80% defense up buff, so we ain't gonna do shit. I could do my skill and NP again, but I don't think that's worth it. I could Buster Chain, though, because Buster Chains get... hey, Persona, there you are. Well, we're gonna show off your Tristan in a little bit here. Yeah, I gotta add you on the other account, but I'm not on that account right now because we switched to this one so we could do stuff. I think I already have you on this account, which I could use your Tristan on this account too because we could just use him against Lobo. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll do the Buster Chain and see if that gets us enough points to get past the defense ups. We had a defense removal command code that would really help. Almost, but no go. Han's having a bad time. Now we're just whiffing in P gain. I'm actually glad we got that damage in last turn though. Our damage output this turn is so low, but we should be able to break anyway because we did the 1 last turn. That was worth it. I mean, I just wouldn't put fake eyes on a helmet like that. Like, it just doesn't really work. And what's really weird is the fake lion eyes has like its own visor. Like, you can see that. Like, it's just, it's like there's like a mini me that's like, I'm here too. Like, it's dumb. Hi, Ari. So I have no buffs, everything wore off, so this NP is going to be very disappointing, but we're going to do it anyway because we can Buster Chain. Although I kind of want to use Hans's NP, but F it. So Ari, how do you feel about all the animation updates and buffs and such? I really like Lancelot's, I'm a huge fan of that one. I like all of them though, they actually did a good job for once, so it's nice. That didn't do anything. See, that's what I'm talking about, chat! It's like, yes, she gained a really powerful niche, but it's only sometimes and for a very short duration, and then she goes right back to doing literally nothing. Like, of all the units to give a niche to, this is not the one. She needed straight value. She needed universal value, not a fucking niche. I'm glad Saberlot's attacks don't look stupid now. Yeah, it's nice to get some better animations there. Yep, everyone's pretty much said they miss Gwen's old NP line, so, you know, I'll just be editing that into videos till the end of time. I'm looking forward to using Gwen in the video because I want to. His new flame effects look amazing, and his like sword on fire during the NP is awesome. So I can't wait to have that with like good music, the old NP line, and then the new visuals and everything. That's gonna be cool, I think. Mad healing right there. I like how it looks like you healed the boss. Because it shows the green numbers there. It's trying to heal Thumbelina, I think is what it's doing. It thinks she's like the active sprite. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to make a different account for the Gwen versus 2 thing. Because I want to go fight Lantoria from Camelot, so... Okay, I can NP again. This is a pretty good time for it. We also have crits. This is looking good. Alright, our niche is back. Oh yeah, Ari, small thing. I rolled on the newbie account, the Hercules one, the one that already had NP1 Lantoria, and I didn't even use that much SQ, and I got NP5 Lantoria, so that was a thing. I have never gotten a 5-star that many times. I got 0 spooks, and I just kept getting Lantoria over and over again. I have never gotten a 5-star like that before. That was absolutely wild. So in her niche, she about gets single target damage in her niche. That was counterclash. She does 200k. Now a proper single target person with that many buffs, because we had a decent amount of buffs there, could probably get more than 200k. But she keeps up, and then she has the benefit of still hitting multiple targets. So, but yeah, it's very bursty and only against certain things. He just triple defense buffed. There is no doing damage to him this turn. Shields up, by the way. Like, we're going to do absolutely nothing this turn, so I guess we make stars because nothing else really matters. Yep, I completely agree that if it was on the NP so she could reapply it, kind of like how Gilgamesh gets to do the servant bonus damage every single time he NPs, be way better. Be way better. It'd still be inferior to Aya, because Aya works against like every servant ever instead of just a chunk of them, but still. That would definitely be better. But I wish they'd just given her a universal buff. But maybe they're planning on buffing her NP. They might have already decided, hey guys, we're going to buff her NP for the anniversary, right? And then it makes more sense. Although I would have done it in reverse order, right? I would have buffed the NP first, then given her the niche buff. The PR on that would be a hell of a lot better. All right, I'm going to put it in slow-mo because we might actually win this turn. Probably not, though. I think we're gonna win next turn. But I just want to make sure I don't, you know, give up the stage because I accidentally beat it. I don't see her doing 80k though. With just attack up, crit up, buster up. I need to sleep too, to be honest, but it's too early, so I'll put that off for a bit. Yeah, I don't even know why they've been buffing the like mana burst style skills. They normally do fine, so it's like, what? Who cares? Wow, though, that was pretty good. This, however, is not my Lancer Artoria. This is Beastly's. Thus it having command codes. Okay, well, we'll just... She did what... I gotta say, she did very well, right? Like, we've been using a lot of units here. This was an extremely good performance. Obviously, it's in her super niche. Normally, you're either going to get neither niche or one. You're not going to get both niches very often, but you'll at least get one. And I will say, if you're only getting one... It's still kind of at that point, because at that point you're mostly just making up for how bad her NP damage is. But you know, it's okay. It's nice that she got something, but it's very disappointing to me, and I really want her to get something better. I love the animation update though, and hopefully they just buff her again, and the other buff works with this buff, and then, you know, we're all good. I do think they're gonna buff her NP someday though, because it's EX rank, and like it's supposed to be super powerful, you know, NP and everything. It's like, hey, it's even stronger than Excalibur, guys. Who knew? And then it's really shitty gameplay-wise. So I don't think I really have a favorite Nier song. Okay, let's see which other unit we can test here that got buffs. Oh, well, it's just Tristan then. Actually, Tristan's the only other one that got buffed. Okay, there's Personas. Very nice. The big one. Okay, we need to just... We'll still keep MASH off the team because that makes it a bit spicier. But yeah, 10 turns was really quick. So I bet you if she hadn't had both niches and only one, it probably would have been about maybe 15 turns. Depending on like luck with crits and such. Yeah, the Tristan buff. See, that's what I'm talking about. Tristan was already better than her. And he gets a universal, wow, I'm just way better now. And then she gets a niche thing, so it's kind of annoying. Yeah, Tristan's is crazy though, because now Tristan's got team buff removal, or debuff removal, excuse me, team evade, just block an NP, enemy buff removal, crit down, sure hit, upgraded NP. I mean, so many things, right? So it's fucking phenomenal 4-star now. All right, if we're not doing MASH, how the hell am I gonna deal with the first NP then? Might have to use Atlas and let somebody die at random. That is not ideal. I could just use Qingong anyway. You know what? Screw it. Look for those buster crits. Or there we go. The synergy. Okay, let's be reasonable. Why couldn't Gwaine get a buff? I know he doesn't need it. I think Saber Lancelot could use a buff though. It's not like he's bad. He's very, very good. He's more than good enough for any time. Anytime you need a Saber, he's great. It's just, it's because Sitting Master has such similar gameplay to him, and now Sitting Master is definitely better, in such a universal way. It'd be nice for Lancelot to get something. I can't really think what to put in the back here. Alright, off we go. Maybe Atlas for him. The reason Alters is EX rank and the regular ones isn't is because they've actually done the upgrade for Alter, and they've never gotten around to doing it for Rungo Bongo. And sure, maybe there's some weird thing going on that we don't know about, and the Alters one really is just stronger, but I doubt it. Like, ultimately, it's going to be an EX rank. Unless they surprise us, but I don't think they will. You know, I'm gonna turn 1 NP. And you might go, but you can't do that, Green Man. You NP seal yourself. First off, he can literally remove that with his first skill now, because it removes all debuffs. And actually, I was gonna use Atlas because there's no other debuffs for Atlas to remove. But because the boss has a sure hit on his NP, I'll use the evade for normal card damage. So, yeah, that's really good, by the way, that he can do that. I don't think you need me to tell you that, but yeah, that's pretty strong. I'm gonna save my buff removal for a turn that he's got the defense up and stuff. Makes sense. Because I have sure hit anyway. Although I'm probably gonna use Hans's art card to give myself the other art card. My sure hit's going to waste. What a calamity. So no Mysticode buff, no Hans buffs. This is a totally vanilla NP from Tristan. Let's see what he does. NP 2, so not super upgraded, but decently upgraded. 75k, that's not bad. That's what I was saying, where Lancer Artoria in her super niche got 100k. If Tristan, I was gonna say Mozart for some reason. It's Sleepy, by the way. If Tristan had all those buffs that Artoria had, he would have done more than 100k. And he doesn't have some niche, right? So that's what I'm saying. Her NP is still not like, that groundbreaking, really. And also, he has a lower NP rank than her, so definitely winning on that one. Terrible crit spread on my Buster card, so probably not a good turn for Chin Gong to do the thing. I'll still throw out the crit buff, though. Perfectly good time to remove his buffs. Get that shit out of here. Crit versus the Merlin command code. That's tricky. We'll go for the crit because it's fun. If it doesn't crit, though, I'm gonna be pretty annoyed. Woo. If that failed, that would have been such a... in the long run, the Merlin one probably is better, because we would have gotten our NP, and NPing again is obviously better than... Oh my god, no, I definitely should have done that, because if I NP'd again, I'd still have my Quick Up, which that's just amazing. That was definitely a mistake. However, I could have easily gotten my NP from just being attacked, but Lobo's being a shit, and he didn't do that, so... yeah, I definitely didn't handle that quite right. Oh well, live and learn. Now I'm gonna lose my nice buff. Tristan is probably gonna kill slower though than Lancer Artoria, even though in some ways he's better for this fight. It's just because he doesn't have the support she did. Chin Gong gave Lancer Artoria that big Buster turn and that kind of thing. And Leonidas also supported her. We don't really have any support for Tristan, so he's definitely going to do worse than she did. But overall, I think he's a better unit for this fight. But the team is not. This is an inferior team, for sure. Unfortunately, he's got his giant defense up here. I can do Atlas, which I'm going to do anyway, but I still don't get my defense removal. I'll use it anyway, though. I had a dream where David was story locked. That sounds like a very cursed timeline. That would make so many challenge quests bullshit. I do agree, Ari, that the rapid fire part looked cool before, but I really like the perspective thing that they got going on with the NP. So it'd be nice if we could have gotten both. They could have made that happen. We could have gotten best of both worlds, I feel. If I get cards, I'll remove buff. We didn't get cards. Man, Chin Gong is sucking. He is doing nothing. He's literally just going to eat the NP and that's it. That's not worth it. We're getting bad luck, and the team is not as good, so... This is a great team for a Buster unit, it is not a great team for a quick one. That's kind of a problem with quick units, though. They don't have budget support, really. Not ones that are worth using when like their niche isn't up. You know, there's a lot of, oh my god. There's a lot of times like where Alex just doesn't make sense. You know, you need buff removal to be really important, otherwise it's not doing too much. Shin-Gong somehow didn't lose his invulnerability. You know what? I'm doing it again. I don't think this is really what I should be doing, but wait, why did I do that? I should not have done that. Because I need to cast Hans. I was thinking do the NP art, but I need to use Hans' NP for the heal. And the boss only has 50k health left. What am I doing right now? Well, that's a lot of 5 stars, Arjuna. But that right there, that's cool. I like that. And the like the particle effects and stuff are pretty good. He removed our I don't even know what debuff we had on him, but he removed it. Oh, we had the debuff success chance, that's what it was. Man, I wanted Shin-Gong to die. Shin-Gong is just so slowing the team down. Insta-death did not proc though. Okay, we can find at least after 7 turns, and we could have cast it 2 times. At least we're gonna get some kind of value out of it. Get that attack up out of here. If only Shin-Gong could Shin-Gong himself. That wouldn't be good here though, because it would increase the odds of him attacking Tristan, and I don't want that because Tristan got really fucked up. Although he does have evade. Honestly, Tristan is performing very well here because the team is working against him quite a bit. He doesn't have much support. He's pretty much got a Hans and that's it. So the fact that he's doing this well is... And the RNG's been kind of whack, he got attacked a lot and everything, and he still just got a lot of survivability, didn't rid a lot of those buffs. Ain't bad. Shin-Gong though, can you like, go away please? You're great on Buster teams, you're not so good here. Boss has his defense up. The sooner I use it though, the sooner I can use it again. 3 turns on his second skill. I mean, he might just cast the defense up again, so I think I'll use it. You can really... He sounds so much like Amakusa with that line. Because it's the same voice actor, but like that line specifically just has a very similar like take. Maybe I do the MP first just to make slightly more stars. I cannot believe Shin-Gong is still alive. Holy crap. I'm putting the non-crit last because it's got the armor ignore, and the boss has a big armor up. How did Hans die before Shin-Gong? I don't even... What is this team now? 2 Buster supports and 2 taunts for a quick DPS. Fantastic. I really should have changed the team more, but I mean, we're still gonna win. This is an awkward turn. Finally. Although, funnily enough, if he had lived that turn, it would have been good, because next turn he got all his cooldowns back and he could have taunted the NP. Okay, I made a bad team, chat. This is just not right for what we're doing. Like, clearly. Oh, I like the 1, 2, 3. Thank you for the Twitch Prime for 34 months. That's a lot of Twitch Primes. My God. I should really NP then use my battery. It's tempting to use it now, but I should not. It's also tempting to do the buff removal, but he doesn't have the defense up, so we'll do the non-greedy stuff. Dude, can you imagine if the Camelot anime had like a good budget and was like, we were really putting in the effort? Can you imagine how cool the 100 Face versus Tristan fight would have looked? Because Tristan can summon all these, you know, heart laser attacks from all kinds of angles and stuff, but 100 Face, there's 100 of them. That would be like, if that had the budget behind it, so you could make such a spectacle of a fight scene, right? And you could have so much stuff happening. But we're never going to get that because we cut 100 Face because budget, and you probably wouldn't make Tristan look very good anyway. And Min Smith something, thank you for the Twitch Prime for 2 months. I appreciate it, man. What do you think of the Gwen extra attack? I like how they actually bothered to redraw his shoulders so it doesn't look stupid, and how he just beats the crap out of them, and then the flame particle effects look great. I think they actually drew some of them. I need to look at it again, but I think they actually drew the flame for once, which is awesome. The whole like, it's over here, it's over here, it's over here part is a little silly, and as I said it earlier, it kind of looks like he's playing peekaboo with a baby, right? I don't get it. It's like trying to be fancy, but it makes literally no work. And if you're trying to fake out the opponent, that's not how you do that anyway, so it's a little silly. But I still like it because he just beats the shit out of him at the start, and then the flame particle effects look like phenomenal. So overall, I like it. But yeah, the whole, you know, with the sword is just, you know, wacky inflatable arm man or whatever, right? That's kind of what's going on there. And I'm like, why though? Okay, so it's like all the buttons now. This is a really nice turn to do this, because I don't want his Flickies to die until at least next turn, because he's got the battery. And then when I NP seal myself, I can remove it with Atlas, because I haven't used that this entire time for some fucking reason. What a, not a great hand though for what I'm doing. So I need to be mindful of not beating the stage. Yeah, the stick lore though, I was okay with that. Lancelot, I like every animation, and it's just, it's nice, and you hit him with the sword. That's what I want. Okay, we actually don't need to remove our debuff because we're not going to be able to NP here because we got 0 Tristan cards last turn. Unfortunate. Actually, there's a few things about Knight of Honor. It's not just because of the stick thing. It's also just because Lancelot mastered basically every weapon. He didn't just get super proficient with the sword. He also did with battle axes and spears and everything. And he got just as good with them as he is with a sword. That's a big part of it. But it's also the stick thing. And just, you know, him mastering any weapon, and, you know, never gonna die with empty hands, that kind of thing. He's got the fucking defense up again, but I think I'll NP anyway. We're pretty much at the end, so. Sadly, there's not gonna be a bonus stream today, and that's just because I am just so tired. Like, I have a headache, I'm so tired. It sucks. I really do want to play Darkest Dungeon, but we're gonna have to wait a bit. But you know, right now it is what it is. I mean, you know, I'm having super health problems, so. Oh wow, is he dead now? Depends on if we crit or not. We didn't crit. We totally would have won there if either of those attacks had crit. Even with that big defense up. So yeah, he went slower than Lantoria, but that's clearly because the team... Lantoria had lots of support where Tristan had none, and then the RNG was whack. Okay, we win now, though. We got the Buster in the art, and he has no defense up, so... Got him! Okay, I think we'll wrap up there. It feels bad. I wanna use my new Lantoria more, and I wanna do the Grail fronts, but we'll do the more Grail front stuff tomorrow. And we'll show off like Lancelot more. We'll make some Lancelot teams and stuff. We'll really get in there and have some fun. But I do need to wrap up. It's tough right now. I'm feeling pretty pooped. But thank you all for hanging out. Hopefully I get some freaking sleep tomorrow and feel a bit better. And then whenever I do have time to do a bonus stream, we'll do Darkest Dungeon. I'm totally ready for that. But yeah, thank you for hanging out. I will hopefully see you all tomorrow. And oh wait, hold on. We should raid somebody. I was about to peace out there and not pass on the love here. What do we got? Who's playing FGO? We got, Codroth is. Okay, there we go. We'll rate him. I tell you though, this is kind of a filler event, but for a filler event, it's great. You know, Grail fronts are fun, and we got actual quality animation updates. We got some buffs. Like, I'm happy, and so yeah, no complaints here. Hopefully, though, we get an actual event soon or Lost Belt 6, because that's what I'm really waiting for. All right, boys. Later.